So if you've watched a lot of data analyst tutorials or how to become a data analyst and all these types of things, but you still don't feel confident when it comes to solving problems as a data analyst, this video is going to be for you. Because the issue isn't that you're not learning enough, it's that you're learning the wrong way. So most aspiring data analysts are actually in a mode that I call tutorial hell, and I know you've heard about it before. I suffered from tutorial hell syndrome when I was learning how to code initially. So it's always a new course, a new SQL video, a new Python tutorial. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Tutorials don't teach you how to be a data analyst. Shocker. But if you're already watching this video, you're on a good path, because I'm going to explain to you why this doesn't work. And I'm also going to give you what actually works. Let's get into it. So hi, if you're new, my name is Zazo. I've been in data analytics for 4 years at this point, and I'm currently a senior data analyst at a Fortune 100 company. So I'm going to give you the secret sauce in this video about how to actually learn to become a data analyst rather than just watching endless tutorials. Let's go. So now let me explain. Tutorials feel very productive. You follow along, your code works, all of these different things, they just kind of fall into place when you're watching someone else do it. But here is the real thing. You are just copying decisions or copying work. You're not actually making them, which is the key to why you're still feeling stuck. And this is why people freeze when it comes to solving a real business question, or this is why I see a lot of analysts actually freeze up in interviews, because they've done all this tutorial work and outsourced all of their thinking to this tutorial. Then they get into the interview and are asked a real question about a serious business problem, and they can't solve it because they outsourced all of their thinking. So the problem isn't effort, it's the way that your brain has been trained. So real data analysts don't start with tools. They start with confusion. I know this sounds weird, but let me explain. They start with messy data, vague questions, and unclear metrics. And most tutorials skip that part. You have your perfect Kaggle data sets that you just peruse through. You just write a couple things. You clean up some predictable nulls and take out some columns that are put there just as filler. And the tutorial will jump straight to, here's the query, here's the chart, basically copy it, and then it looks pretty, everything looks good. Everything solved. But the part that you're missing from the beginning to the end of that tutorial, this middle right here, is where an actual analyst is made. So the most important analyst skill is not SQL. It's actually problem framing, knowing what to measure, why it matters, and how it actually will affect a decision in the business. And that's why two people with the same skill sets can have absolutely different careers. One can really just make 50 to 60K, and one can be at 100 plus just because of this one skill. One just answers questions that are asked. The other one actually changes the outcomes and impacts in a business. So here's why skill stacking actually doesn't work. Most people think that, oh, if I just learn this one more skill, then I'm that much closer to being hireable, or I'm just that much better as an analyst. But I don't know if you know, employers don't hire skills. They actually hire people that can reduce uncertainty, own decisions, and make recommendations. I've never went into some type of meeting and someone just asked, do you know SQL, Python, Excel, and do you know how to do pivot tables? Do you know how to do all these different things, and just listing off, do you know window functions? No one asked that in a actual business meeting. They want to see what changed, why it changed, how it affects the business, and what decisions to make the company save money or make more money. So now you may be asking, how do I actually break out of tutorial hell? I'm getting into that. See, the first thing is you got to stop asking, what tutorial should I watch next? Should I go and watch another SQL tutorial? Should I learn about window functions? Should I know about Python pandas? And no, That's not how you should be thinking. You need to start with, what are some problems that I can solve that will really make an impact or really change an outcome? And that means messy data. People don't like it. They like the clean data. They like everything to be set in stone. All that nice Kaggle BS. It's not BS, but you have to define metrics yourself, right? That's a part of the job. And then you also have to explain the trade-offs of this over this. This is the world of a real data analyst. And now I'm not going to lie to you. It will feel slower at first, but it is definitely worth it in the long run. And it'll make you more hireable sooner. So here's the real secret. The analysts who get hired, promoted, and trusted aren't the ones that know the most tools or skills. They're the ones that can walk into something that's unclear and ambiguous and come out with clarity and recommendations. And tutorials just can't teach that. So this is the end of the video. Love, peace, and chicken grease.